y'all, and welcome back to season 2 of Negros of Thrones. I can't believe we're back. Uh,
I didn't even think they were actually going to do a season 2 of House of Dragons. I know they said they were. I know we were waiting, kind of, but like, I don't know. It was taking a minute, and then like,
well, writer's strike,
right, but
and
like,
it's a massive series to film. Like,
right,
there's a
true
lot
that.
to do and like post, and I can't even imagine like on like on site, like when you're filming out. But yeah, I noticed like old videos getting likes and interest rearing up. So I'm like, okay, I guess we're doing this again, and I'm happy to. I love the whole Game of Thrones universe. So yeah, let's just really just jump back into it. Let me get my notes out. But season 2, episode 1. First son, eye for an eye,
I
a
mean,
chomp for a chomp.
the recap had me like, I was just like, oh my god, I forgot what this happened, and beyond like forgetting half of it happened, it was just like, damn, like.
You want to do a little like summary of season 1? Should we talk about season 1 before we?
I don't know, but I just know that it was just like, damn, like a bitch can't people can't plan for nothing, and I mean that in two ways. Like, it was like watching the recap of season 1 was like, okay, like, so there's the side where people don't have the ability or the skill to plan, and then the ones that have the ability and skill to plan are not around anybody, or the people that they have to like enact the plan with don't have what it takes to just stick to it. Like, how many times can the plan just be stuck to
And this plays out
and
in the
work?
first episode, in a couple different ways actually. Um, but we pick up pretty much. It seems like maybe a week or two after where season 1 ended, and that of course ended with Prince Luke getting chomped up by I'm sorry. It's not funny, and we kind of like talked about this when we were watching the episode. Like, I honestly don't think that's what Eamon meant to do.
Right.
But like, you're a dragon rider, you're connected to your dragon through like your emotions and like somewhat like telepathy. There's some magic involved. Like the Targaryens are basically like kind of like chimeras, so they're part dragon through some like mysticism that was happening in old Valeria. But we'll get into that another time. But anyway, but like yeah, like he was like yeah, and that year was too much
It was
because
too much
Vagar was like,
energy.
okay, yeah, I guess
Let's eat
double.
them. Let's get it over with. And just ate them, and it was just like, oh my god! Like, imagine you're flying and
It
you
was like this
chilling,
big compared.
right? And you just chilling. You think you're gonna escape, and then something comes right in front of you and chomps you up. Like, you didn't even get a chance to react. Like,
No,
yo,
just like literally came up on you, and it was too
and
late. You were
just
in the
two
mouth.
chomps, two
You were in the
chomps.
mouth.
You and your dragon are done.
Um. So the episode opens up with Cragen Stark talking about the history of the Night's Watch to Jacaerys, the remaining of their children. Um and just what they're meant to do and like how it came together and like the importance of, and like, you know, the Stark, they all like noble with it.
Right.
Like, this is the most important job.
And it is. And the fact that anybody that is connected to the Iron Throne could not know what the fuck's actually going on up there is like crazy. It's crazy. And he's like, yeah, your father rode up here, or like, oh, he's like, yeah, the king before your mom rode up here, and
Grandfather.
your grandfather rode up here, and when his dragons refused to cross, he was like, oh, okay.
He was like, "Do you really think we're up here guarding like savages and
Right,
like
and
snow?
snow, my nigga,
Like, no."
and the fact, and you know what, I really appreciate. I took a lesson from his approach, because it's like, people be straight up just talking out they ass about shit they don't know and just making all these assumptions. And it's just like, oh, like, you don't need all these soldiers, you know what I'm saying, against the weather and like wild animals and shit and da 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 da. And it's like, who told you that? Did somebody from here tell you that? You know what I'm saying? Like, you came here with no idea. You're trying to like negotiate this pitch, and you have no idea what goes on over here. You're trying to talk to me like you know what goes on over here. No, bro, I need my niggas. Like, I need my niggas. You have no fucking clue.
I'll tell you what. I'll give you 2,000 of my OGs.
And and to do that to me was too fucking much. having the future vision.
Well, he said 1,000, but it wound up. We find out later that it wound up being 2.
Having the future vision, having seen what happens. I'm like, nigga, maybe no. Maybe you should not have done that. Maybe you should have actually kept your niggas. Like, who knows what tides would have turned? You know what I'm saying? Like, it's and then you get up there and just the sheer size of what's in front of you, of the expanse of nature that's in front of you, that you as a royal connected to the Iron Throne have never seen.
Talking about, this is a warm summer. This is like when like it's really winter. It's white. It's white. That's it.
He was like, "Oh, winter is coming." I guess he was like, "Child, bye." You won't be able to see shit when it's really winter, and that's another crazy thing that y'all had humans up there. But then it's like, of course, everything that we know that they're actually fighting would have just expanded downwards and blah blah blah. So
I'm playing the Dance of the Dragons with my mic right now.
Shit was crazy.
There's nothing more about that scene that I feel like we can like take from. But
when dragons say no, nobody can say yes.
When dragons say no, nobody can say yes.
He said he said, quite frankly, the most powerful beings that we know of on the planet were like, absolutely the fuck not.
I'm not going over there. They knew
right
what could happen. So Rhaenys, so the next thing we see is Rhaenys coming down from over the sea on I think her dragon's name is Skyrax. We'll find out if I'm wrong later. We'll do it correctly.
I feel like it starts with an M. It's like Marilis, something like that.
I feel like we could ask Alexa, but nah. Anyway, like she comes down and is like dirty as fuck, looks tired.
Yeah.
Huh?
It's malaise.
Malaise immediately goes like into the little like dragon hole. Well, little dragon hole, but
yeah, Malaise is like, and yes, all right, we're done for the day.
Tucking in. We're tucking.
Period. And Damon comes down and is like, resaddle up, bitch. It's like, we out. And she's like, nigga.
We're going to King's Landing. What the hell for? What are you talking to me? To get a son for a son, bitch? Is she like the way Rhaenyra's eyes almost popped out of her head, rolling back? She's like, nigga, please. If you don't get out of my face.
Right? She was like, we need our dragons here. He was like, we can take out the biggest dragon. She was like, is this the queen's order? He was like, she ain't here. Yeah. And she was like, well, that's a good
mourning like a normal person.
It's like, that's a good thing. It's like, she told him straight up, she was like, good that she was reclusing herself. It was like, because otherwise she could be making rash decisions like the nigga in front of me. Just out here trying to do shit. But no shade, later in the episode, I was like, I wonder if he had a point because of what ends up happening. But that's, again. But at the time, I was like, yeah, nigga, sit the fuck down. The queen, like, needs a second.
Right.
You know?
Like, she needs a body. She literally said that. She was like, she found out until, like, I saw her body. And that's when I could actually start mourning.
Right.
And it's true. And he's like, no, I command you. And like you're not the king.
You're not the king.
You're not even a consort. Like, what's going on here? Um,
Were not you were the king, my nigga.
and rolled on.
And went on about her to her gorging and resting.
It's like my dragon needs gorging and resting, and so do I. With a whole lamb
Okay.
to the face.
Legs open with
Popeyes fries,
you know what I'm
biscuits,
saying? Biscuits floating in the
no
air.
drink. um, um, I always say his name wrong. The sea snake, Lord Corliss. Is it Corliss?
Yeah, I think that's correct.
Um, so many names. And the thing about House of the Dragons or Dance of the Dragons as it's known in the book world, like George R. R. Martin's writing is very like straightforward. Like it's really like this book specifically is very just like a chronicle of events. Like this happened and this one begat that one and da 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 da. So like the emotionality of all this, like the actors are really having to draw from like the script and like the screenplay like around the show. So the actors are doing a lot because it's not there's not a lot in the original text for them to. So yeah. Anyway, we're at the docks.
Before
And
we get into the docs, I just wanted to so like the one thing, because I do want to talk about the docs on TV, the one thing that this conversation between Rhaenys and Daemon is really like bringing forth is this idea that like female leadership would be like too emotional. He's trying to act like she's too emotional. She's like a mother is grieving and is mourning, and he's like, and the queen is shirking her duties. And it's like, okay, like in some respects, sure, right? I get what you mean because no one has been given a command. She literally just dipped, right? And it's one thing if you're the leader of a country and essentially the commander in chief of an entire army in the middle of a war, you probably should at least tell people to hold. You didn't even like do that, you just dipped, right? So there he might have a point, but nonetheless, if she would have just got on her dragon and ransacked the entire world and burnt the entire world down, y'all would have called her too emotional. If she would have
look
sent
at
all
this
her
woman,
right,
typical.
if she would have sent her all of her armed forces to the Greens, y'all would have called her too emotional. If she would have given up and been like, "This is it. I can't take this anymore. Fuck war. Who wants the crown? Give it to Aemon. I don't care." Y'all would have called her too emotional. But no, she said, "Let me get myself together," and y'all are still calling her too emotional. While Damon can't even handle sitting there waiting to attack and is literally waiting for Rhaenys to come home. For him to have been suited up, for him to land and be walking in where at the same time as she's
He saw that bitch
dismounting.
from the door. He has a
Thank
telescope
you.
up on the roof, like, oh, there she go. All
Thank
right,
you.
let's go.
So who's acting emotionally out here? And Rhaenys gathering him in the way that she did without saying, "Bitch, you're acting crazy," while she's trying to get her shit together. You know, he, again, men, even in this world, can't be actually gathered. I don't think he was scooped up the way he should have been scooped up. I think he just thought, oh well, I guess maybe she's not as emotional as an emotionally female as I thought, and that was it. Instead of no nigga, you're being the emotional one in the room.
Mm, mm.
And that I had to put that down to speak to what's finna happen later at the end of the episode. Cause nigga, what? Anyway,
This foreshadowing that you're giving is sending me. But yeah, so it's a Steve Snape, and the guy's name is Alan Hull, which I guess
bald guy,
yeah, because he works on hulls of ships.
cute.
That's that's how last names be. Um, but they're talking, and the sea snake is still recovering. Like he's got a cane, but like it's good to see him back on his feet. Um, and they're like, "Oh, when's my ship gonna be ready?" And he's like, "Oh my lord, it's gonna take a while." And he gives him a dagger that I guess he had made for Lucerys because he had named Lucerys, and Alan's like, oh, the blackest of tragedies, like losing your heir, and I'm like, the whitest of grandchildren,
right?
I was like, that was nice for him to say, especially everybody knew that baby wasn't his son,
Right?
But
No.
we find out that Alan's the one that pulled him out of the water.
Right. I wanted them to kiss the whole time. I was like, kiss.
It's not that kind of Game of Thrones.
Who said that? Why? Why? Why?
His son was gay enough for the both of them.
I guess, but he had to get it from somewhere.
Don't say that. The straights will run with it so fast.
Shit.
No. No.
There needs to be some black gay love somewhere. And honestly, it needs to be in something that appears ancient so that y'all can relax. Like, for real. So that, like, y'all can just see it and calm down.
You knocking on the wrong door.
Watch.
But,
they're gonna throw it in because the screenwriter, the writer strike. The
scabs, why are you trying to make everything gay?
The scabs do the gay thing in there.
Oh, that's fine.
Imagine. No, I was just saying
imagine. The conversation was kind of I guess they just wanted to get Steve Snake in there and to say his piece.
Yeah, and it shows that he might have something to do with the rest of the season.
Yeah. But the next scene is, I guess it's back in Kingsland, and they thought one of like the red dragons was flying in, and then the way them niggas bucked so fast.
It was like, at the ready! There was a dragon! It was like, no!
Like, oh, wait, it's just Vhagar.
It's Vhagar, alright. It was like, it's ours, bro.
They was wrecked to go.
Stand down, breathe.
So it was probably good that David and them didn't go, because they
would have got early, yeah.
They was ready.
They would have got. They was...
Because Vhagar was out there. They had, like, the harpoons at the ready.
They was so ready. Vhagar with his holy wings.
Season.
He would have went down. Do you hear me? He would have went down. They was so ready for him.
We see Aegon going into his quarters. And Helena's there with like the kid. They have 3 kids now, and he's looking for Jacaerys to like take him to the council meeting that he's going to. And I realize in this moment they're both simple in different ways, but they're both need more support, if you know what I mean.
It's an educator.
And I was like, oh, yeah, of course. And of course, it's his sister on top of that. So I'm like, ooh, the kids.
Right.
But aside from that, Helena is prophetic.
Yeah.
Like, we saw that a lot in season 1. And she was like a child then. Like, even so, they're still only 14, 15 years old. Like, these aren't like, their parents are like barely in their 30s.
Right.
So, but like, she tells Aegon like, oh, I'm scared. And he's like, of what? Like the dragons? And she's like, no, the rats. And I was like, at first, until seeing the whole film, I'm like, But I was like, oh no, this bitch, like, let me keep that in my head. That this bitch be knowing.
She be knowing.
And I'm like, what is it this time, Helena? And oh boy.
Did she know? Lord. And then we walk in on Alicent getting munched.
For lunch. By Kristen Cole. So I guess they just fucking now. They just like, Viserys is dead. I need my box licked. I guess this is what we doing.
What's a bitch to do? She, you know what I'm saying? But then of course
she was sucking grayscale dick for so
long. Give her young, you know what I'm saying? Like, carrying around chainmail and metal on his body all day long ass nigga. Give it to her. She
Some of
deserves
that
it.
Puerto Rico. Puerto Rico.
She's like, we can't do this any longer. And we're like, bitch,
You
please.
say that every time.
You gotta say that
The
every
way he
time.
spoke, he was like, yeah, whatever, bitch.
His
He's
eye
like,
roll, he was
yeah, whatever.
like,
All right, okay. I'll see you at the meeting.
he's
Bye.
like, whatever. Tomorrow's gonna taste like flounder because that's what the chefs are cooking tonight. And then the next day, I'll have steak pussy. It will be fine.
I cannot.
Like, what are we like? What are we talking about, girl? Just fuck your man and call it a day. Just don't get pregnant. Like, get the lemon. Get the lemon wedge. That's a call from another show.
They get the lemon wedge.
Get the lemon peel. Put it up there and call it a day.
And then we get into that hot mess of a council meeting.
Oh my god.
They got guns at the ready. They are armed. A planning group, a thinking group.
They do not
They're
have
not.
a listening group. Just listen sometimes. You have to know that you're dumb. Like, literally, when someone is telling you that smart is telling you that you're dumb, sometimes they're not trying to insult you. They just really want you to know where you stand in the conversation so that you can do the part, everything, and following directions, not the part that is coming up with what people should do. Amen. You sitting here talking about we finna fly out. That's it. And they're like, if you do that, that literally leaves us completely vulnerable. They also have dragons. Ours is bigger.
Are you? And his mother is so many words. It's like, are you dumb? Like, let's not. I. And then got his baby at the head of the table. Like, if you must bring the child, at least sit him in your lap,
right?
So he's not causing a ruckus over there fighting with Thailand.
Why? So that you can yell at Thailand and look like you're powerful in the room because Thailand is over there trying to keep your kid from being a disruption, and you're gonna be like, is the heir to the throne bothering you? No, not in the least. When Tyron said, "Thank you, that's so helpful," the second time he took it, I've been like, "See, this is why niggas are not at this table." There's one nigga at the table and he's sitting as far away from the child as possible because he can't. He will yoke that child up. Like, excuse me, you know better be fucking moving around. You know better moving around like a kid while we talking war. And then Damon walks in.
No, Amen.
Oh, no. Then Amen walks in. Like,
eye patch, no eye patch.
Yeah, that's the only discerning quality. Yeah.
Inbred, all inbred.
All inbred.
Literally, like, his grandfather's like, why is you here? Like,
Allison was like, you don't have a seat at this council. Even after the question was answered, he's like, why are you here?
Like, my brother is our best sword and my closest friend. Like,
you don't belong here. You don't go here.
And then commences to just start talking and moving pieces on the board, and I'm like, yo, they was in the middle of you don't even know what they're talking about.
No one debriefed him about where they were in the conversation. Nothing. No, it's not playtime, Bruno. It's work time. So you got to be here to work, or you got to go down. Room.
Goodbye. You've been cut.
Don't call us. We'll call you.
Throws out resume.
Can't find good talent these days.
No.
Don't work with animals and children.
Speaking of, we're gonna get to that. HBO, bro. Peter is on your ass, bitch.
Yo. I can't wait till we get there. We're almost there.
Errors were made, right, shortly after Lucerys's death. And we don't want to exacerbate them.
Just shading Allison in front of everybody.
You did not have to say that. Like, I would say it came out of nowhere. It didn't.
It didn't.
But
it wasn't necessary. It didn't come out of nowhere. And honestly, like like if I'm the king's hand and literally anytime I say something no one's listening, like literally the reason we're in the kerfuffle that we're in is because not a soul could listen to what it is that I said, even if I'm on the wrong side of history in that I'm saying no one will listen to
Not
a
a soul
woman
could
king.
clock.
No one is gonna is no one no one's gonna join a queen at the seat of the Iron Throne. It's not gonna work. No one's about it. If y'all would have just listened and waited, we would be fine. There wouldn't be civil war. We'd be able to handle what's coming from the north. Ah,
Honestly, she could have just married her uncle or one of her brothers, and
and put them up and just had their ear as usual. Still making the
but
decisions.
oh yeah, like, and we'll put up the board. Like, if we look at the board, like if Westeros is here, nobody at the moment, like I have the reds over here and the greens over here, whatever. Nobody at the moment has enough pieces on the board to make a move, and that's why, like, no, we can't bring. Like Allison said, if we bring the dragons out now, there's no bringing them back. And honestly, I know she's thinking we don't have enough allies yet to even back that shit up.
No one said that they were on our side yet. So what are
Like
we
they got
talking?
two,
Right, but that's not enough.
right? They got the Stormlands, and they have Harren Hall. Right at this moment, Rhaenyra has the North and the islands. I forgot what like the sea part is called. I'll put it up here.
Yeah.
The nigga islands, and to cut off like their triangle of trade. So basically, starving them out at this point, and that's it. So they kind of like 2 for 2.
Right.
At the moment. So yeah, like convincing the young ones wanna yeah. And like, no, let's play this cool.
I'm trying to chill. They're like, we gotta chill.
Let's play this cool. What happened next? Let me look at my notes. Yeah.
Ooh.
Oh. Little blah blah blah. Lars, the foot.
Oh yeah.
Laris is playing the motherfucking game. You hear me?
Yeah.
The Game of Thrones.
The Game of Thrones.
He's playing it. He's playing it. Playing it, and he's winning.
And is winning.
And it's winning.
Brilliant.
Hand in the feet.
He came through and was like, "Yeah, what's good with you and Little Night Homie?" She was like, It was like, "Yeah, I know about Little Night Homie." She was like, and he was like, "Yeah, the bitches that snitched on you are dead and replaced. You're welcome."
I selected them personally. We can't have that going on. It was, in fact, it was too easy.
Like they didn't even need nothing. I didn't even give them anything. They did it for free. In these times.
Like, where are they? They're not breathing the same air we're breathing. Exactly what to say. So if anybody was listening, like, what the fuck are you talking about?
Right. Could have sent them away. They could be exiled.
They're dead, bitch.
But no, they are dead.
They're dead. Dead.
Rhaenyra, I don't know if we got to Rhaenyra just being alone and going to find the body yet. Are we there? Because there's not much to say about that. I mean, like, her performance was great. She got there.
Oh yeah, we're there.
Yeah. She got there, saw the body. It was cute. The body wasn't cute, but her performance was like, okay, work. Like, I believe you. Are looking at your son's body down.
It was like a dragon wing, and like it looked like one of his arms. I can't tell.
It was just it was two chomps.
Yeah.
Okay. And the best part of that scene for me, just like thinking about being in the world, was when she landed and everyone started running away. The dragon arrival panic in this episode was mint. It was just mint.
The beach was clear.
Like the way anytime a dragon came around crowds in this episode, or was within sight, and everybody was in some regard freaking out, was the best. I was like, that's a great director's choice because real, right? But it looked so cute. I would have like after he settled down and we realized it wasn't gonna go on a chomping or burning spree. I would have been right under that dragon, like, give me hi, so cute. I want to ride you.
When she started wailing and came close, like the carrots.
Just
No,
burn them, fire upon
oh
them.
no, we said.
Okay, fine, we just gonna cry.
It was a touching scene.
Yeah.
Oh god. So back to Aegon and his simple ass.
Oh my god.
He's having like his hearings, hearing out the needs of the court and whatnot, and he don't make no decisions on here.
You really don't.
He's like, you don't. You little blonde buffoon. Like you. Like, oh, yeah, y'all took all my sheep, and if I had known, like, we'll give him back. Like,
Like, hold up, wait.
It was like, no, we need those to feed the dragons. You remember we have dragons to feed, right? Right.
They're war.
Sorry, we can't. Talking about we need money to make these swords. We need the money up front. Done.
They let him make that decision. They let him make that decision, but high key, like,
it was like
you're not gonna.
Like,
you can't make the king renege on that decision in particular in front of everyone. Making the king renege on the first decision gives clarity to the fact that the king himself would, you know what I'm saying, like do something a particular way for the people, and the court is who's saying we can't. Is reminding the king of certain needs that might affect, you know what I'm saying, the subjects in a way that they don't like, in a way that they can accept. But like if you were to make the king renege on that in front of the people who are literally going to win the war for you, like, oh well, no, we can't pay them up front. Oh, we can't pay y'all up front. Well,
I guess y'all got no swords.
Guess y'all got no swords. Let me call Rhaenyra and see if she's got the money because my family needs food.
Oops. Swoop diddy poops. Yeah, and that's how it be. But of course, while this is happening, lurking Lars.
Lars, yo.
On his case in the shadows, like, I sense disruption in the force. And was like, your grandfather was the old king's hand. You the new king. When? And I was like, oh, you are playing this game. You are playing it. So lovely.
When honestly, if anyone would just listen to his grandfather, like if they would just listen, oh my god.
He's got too many ulterior motives for anybody to take him at earnest.
His ulterior motives are out there, and he's looking out for himself ultimately. But like, he's if I had to say anywhere in the entire universe, including any fictional universes where the status quo kind of works, it's Westeros. Just leave it alone. You know what I'm saying? Like, just leave it alone.
Why we make ways? There's dragons and night demons out there. Like,
it's too much to be concerned about. Literally, like,
they got talking trees up there.
You know what I'm saying?
Yes. Yeah.
Any place that is considered a part that has a part of a country or that has a part of its land associated with a winter that is literally blinding, where like literally it's so white that you can't see anything. Too many we have bigger fish to fry. Literally the nature, like as much as he was trying to disrespect the weather, literally nature is coming for y'all in a way that like y'all don't have time to be concerned about how politics works. Like just
but
let it work.
They probably took winter is coming like Jesus is coming, like yeah. But then it came. But like Otto, like him and Allison square up. Basically, and she was just like, why would you disrespect me in front of my children? They're gonna stop listening to me, and nobody needs that. Like we're on the same. Like he asked, like, "Are we? What do you want to happen?" Like, "Oh, okay, we're on the same page." Like, yes, my nigga, we're on the same page. Like, stop cutting me at the knees.
Right.
What do you think? I didn't suck grayscale dick for us
For
not to be on the
this,
same page. Like,
right?
what? You made me do
You
it.
made me do it. Why would we like? We wouldn't
And if
be
you
here.
didn't make me, you sure enough didn't stop me. So.
You sure pointed me directly to it.
Oh my god. But they get straight. But I'm like, he's still gonna do what he want to do.
Right.
Um, he's just not gonna do it in front of you anymore because he definitely went to Aemon prematurely, and I'm pretty sure that Allison was unaware that he went to go talk to him while she was chilling with her side,
Right.
and they're like making war plans and got caught by the hand.
Right.
Like, what are y'all doing? Like, nigga, get back to your post. Like, and here parlaying and just talking this shit.
Right.
Like, oh, I'm gonna fuck your door. That's my post.
Right. That is my post. My post up your daughter.
Laid up in it, posted.
Yo.
And really just like letting Aemon know that we know your brother's not built for this. Like, play your cards right. You know.
Meanwhile, Damon is talking to the rats.
Oh yeah, they found the white worm. She's alive. And
all right,
she pops a little shit and ultimately end up helping Damon find well they have well we're jumping around.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, but basically like really back to the conversation that Otto and Aemon have, and like he was like, oh yeah, the queen speaks with two tongues. And I'm like, yeah, he's not gonna just do, like I said, he's not gonna do it in front of your face anymore. He's just gonna do it behind your back.
Right.
Because he wants those boys to listen to him. So yeah, Damon, the one without the eye patch, gets back up with the white worm. Rhaenyra, in her rage after the fume, called like I just came in the room.
Came into the war room
and was like, I want Aemon.
They tell her all the shit that's going on. It's like, hey, we got this happening. This is happening. There's blockades. There's this. Boom cat boom con, bitch. We doing the do, bitch. We doing what we gotta do. She's like, I want Aemon, and leaves. Queen shit. We know what that means.
Immediately, hood and cloaked Damon goes into Kermit mode. That was one of the memes I saw.
Right.
And all right, get this nigga's head. And I thought he was gonna do the do himself.
He should have.
Instead, he hires two buffoons.
Two idiots.
That the white worm directed him to. And I'm like, this bitch don't like you.
She doesn't like you.
Why would you? Basically, he finds people like two people willing to like snitch and work in the, like one of them works in the castle as a rat catcher. They get in. This nigga, for some reason, they bring a dog. I don't. At first, I thought maybe they brought the dog to walk ahead of them in the tunnels and alert them if someone was coming that they possibly couldn't see with their human eyes. But that never revealed itself to be the case.
Or something, anything.
Right.
Useless dog.
That they wind up kicking, and HBO, like he kicked the shit out of the dog.
Hunted that dog.
HBO is like in like hot water now because like they're like, why would y'all kick the dog? What was the reason? He sends him in there to kill Aemon. Pays him like half up front. I want his head. They actually get into Aemon's room. That's like when they find their way upstairs. That's the first place they're at. He's not there, so they go meandering around, and the littler one stumbles upon.
Oh yeah. And
Helena got her by the throat and decides to kill one of her twins, Jaehaerys. And Apparently, it's hard cutting off any head, even a baby's head.
They was going at that neck. And all you hear is this saw, and it's like, oh my god, this gratuitous violence.
Why would you do that? No one told you to do that. Like, oh, we couldn't find who we were instructed and paid to kill, so let's just kill it a son for a son.
We heard a son for a son.
It's like you said before, it's hard to find good help these days.
It really is. It's like,
why wouldn't you do it yourself? You were already there. It was strange. And now shit is worse.
And it's like, Damon, you're not a good enough planner to have actually laid this down. You know what I'm saying? Like, when you were having the conversation with these idiots, you should have been like, never mind, forget everything that I said first and foremost. But if you were going to continue to work with them, you should have been like, all right, so here's what I need you to literally do. If you do not find Aemon, you are to hide in the catacombs until you find him in a vulnerable enough position to take his head in a way that will not alert people to your presence. That's that. Do not come here with anyone else's head but Aemon's head. Do not come in here with anything but Aemon's head. I don't want you to do anything else. If you leave there and don't have the head, then you don't have the head. And what I do with you at that point is what I do with you. But at the end of the day, don't do nothing but get this one person's head.
I did just think, because they did ask him, and what if you don't find him? And it cuts to them just in going through the catacomb. And I'm like, what if he did tell him to just kill the nearest royal son?
Oh my god! And that would prove more what fucking Rhaenys was saying. Y'all don't fuck again. Like, no. What did the queen say? This is not. This is just gonna turn it up. This is just gonna turn everything up, and nobody is ready for the turn up. Your queen has yet to shower.
Right.
Your queen is filthy and still has the blood of her son on her. Like, we can't.
Well, Alicent over here bathing herself and lighting candles in the fucking sentinel for Lucerys.
Right.
Like it means point. But yeah, that was the first episode. That was a lot.
It was a lot.
And then, did they give us a coming attraction?
I didn't see a coming
attraction. They didn't give us a coming attraction.
They didn't give us a coming attraction next episode. They gave us a somewhat of a season breakdown.
They did.
And it was just like quick flashes of a bunch of things, a few scenes or whatever have you, so that, you know, again, if you read the book, you've read the book. But like,
I'm here for the emotionality, because that's not, so I want to see them played out. That's why I watch the show. Yeah. But it was a great first episode.
I was skeptical, and
it brought me back in.
It brought me in immediately. I was gonna give it 2 episodes, but I'm here for it.
So join us on this ride again next week when we cover episode 2. And this has been Negros of Thrones, and you can follow us both on our individual social media. That's Jack Multiverse.
Jack Multiverse. JAQ Multiverse.
And I am Mixed Patty. It'll be down here. And we'll see you guys next week. We're Negros of Thrones.
Dracarys the government.
No.